is this part of the Bell Systems saga, or is this just a standalone adventure?
James Weston, Miss Barbara Pierce,
Thurston Buttsnack,
Madison Smith and Brown,
Snoop Lyon,
Mrs. James Dixon.
Archibald Q. Tittywhistle.
Just names. But what's in a name?
Bunch of letters, sometimes a hyphen, comma.
Well, that all depends.
Thank you, good night.
A name may be an organization. This building is the home of one.
It makes crappy films.
A name may be a member of that organization. Any one of us.
The day the phone company stood still.
Or a name may be one of our many customers.
Who are as follows: Ardman,
Names are
Stephen.
accurate and priceless identifications of individuals and organizations.
Thanks, Dictionary.com.
Our telephone directories are filled with such names. The names of people who respect our reputation for prompt, accurate, courteous service.
But it's more than just those three people.
These names are a major concern to all of us. In fact, they are the reason for the existence of our company
You don't say.
and the many different kinds of work we do. Each name is important.
Except yours, Craig.
Take the name Sarley, John B.
Hoist up the John B.
Before
sail.
this particular name got into the directory, it caused a good deal of trouble.
Here's why serial killers go by their
To
middle
go
names.
back a bit, Mr. Sarley came to our city to look for a job
Just push me toward the jobs.
and took a small furnished apartment with the hope of having his wife join him later.
But, you know, no rush.
His field is statistical research, and he was interested in getting a job with one of the industrial trade associations.
Oh, he's Nemoidian.
In order to keep in personal touch with the contacts he was making, and so that they could reach him, he decided to have a telephone installed.
In his torso.
So he called the telephone company and was connected to one of our service representatives.
Miss Ferguson, may I help you?
No, I'm not Miss Ferguson.
Yes, I'd like to have a telephone installed in my apartment.
Yes, I can arrange that. May I have your name, please?
Hey, that's private.
The name is Sarley, S-A-R-L-E-Y, John B. The address is 5623 North Capitol Street.
Dude just doxed
Apartment
himself.
101.
She recorded Mr. Sarley's order, but failed to verify his name.
Oh, this is like the beginning of
The
Brazil.
mistake in that one letter made a big difference to Sarley and to us.
Now he's going to get tortured by information retrieval.
Mr. Sarley got his telephone without delay. His first call was long distance, to his wife.
I've met someone. Her name is Ferguson, and we're in
Then a
love.
day or two later, he ran into an old friend, Bill.
S. Preston, Esquire.
It was a lucky break for Sarley, because Bill had heard of a new job under discussion in his organization, a trade association.
Our blockade is
Bill
perfectly
made
legal.
a note of Sarley's telephone number on his newspaper and promised to contact him later.
Anything to bail on this conversation.
Bill told his boss about Sarley's excellent qualifications. His boss told Bill he already had a man in mind, but would hold off if Sarley would come in and see him right away.
And bring cookies.
But Bill had inadvertently thrown away his newspaper with Sarley's number and couldn't find John B. Sarley in the directory.
It was a real comedy of
So he
errors.
called information and asked for Sarley's number.
Give me those digits.
The information operator checked her listings.
I'm sorry. I find nothing listed, sir.
Bill insisted, but it wasn't there. And that was that.
Sarley was dead.
He had to tell his boss that he couldn't contact Sarley. You can guess what happened later.
He had some dinner.
When Sarley didn't hear from Bill and finally decided to check with him, he found that the job had been filled. It just couldn't wait.
Sorry, chump.
Sarley was not very happy, to say the least.
Another life touched by the phone
He
company.
called us immediately and was connected to another one of our service representatives.
What happened to Ferguson? Is she avoiding me?
She looked up the original records, and there it was. Farley, not Sarley. Obviously, the name had not been verified properly.
Now, Sarley had to be dealt
After
with.
making the correction, she verified it using key names.
Okay.
S as in Sam, A-R-L, E as in Edward, Y as in Young,
J as in jerk.
J-O-H-N, and the initial B as in boy.
She then prepared a correction,
Bob Marley.
and it was sent to the Service Order Force for action there.
Chris Farley, got it.
A further check for accuracy had to be made by the directory compilation people,
iCarly, looking good.
but that was only the beginning. The snowball of corrections and additional work had just begun to roll.
Oh, slight motion.
A correction had to be included in the work going to the printer.
All because of one man's
The
weird-ass
printer then
name.
made the necessary changes so that the new listing would appear in the directory and on information.
And sold to data miners for 8 cents.
Another directory clerk had to verify the listing in final form.
The artist formerly known as John
Another
Sarley? What the
verification card was mailed out. The original one apparently had gone astray.
The economy collapsed. Missiles launched
The
themselves.
accounting
Cats and
department
dogs
had to
living
destroy
together.
its incorrect record and make a new one for billing purposes.
All right, we did that one first.
And the plant department had to change its records.
Finally,
But our
Ferguson had to be
customer lost his
euthanized.
chance for what might have been just the job he would have liked.
He wore pants for
He
nothing.
also lost his confidence in us. And we were put to unnecessary expense just because of one bit of inattention.
I'm sorry, what? I wasn't paying
We
attention.
were able to correct the listing just before the directory went to press. The only good break we had. But we won't need good breaks if we remember, verify all listings.
Vilify all
Spell
customers.
back every one, even the so-called unmistakable ones.
Like Mr. T.
There are many similar sounding letters.
Oh,
B,
we're doing this?
B, P, and V.
Big, dumb, pathetic virgin.
C and Z. F and S.
FFS.
I and Y.
Uh-huh.
M and N. And so on.
Oh, please keep going.
The only way to be sure of them is to use key names, such as Boy,
Deserves fudge
David, Paul,
and Ringo.
Victory, and so on.
Amen.
Always print the name using capital letters.
No serifs, please.
Check. All of this may give you some idea as to what's in a name.
Nope. Listen, movie, just because Ferguson dropped the ball doesn't mean the rest of us should have to watch your prehistoric PowerPoint presentation. Your souls are as warped as your audio.